Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Oh, could you please hand me the drum? The drum. The blue one. It's the only one I can hand. This drum is too much. All right. What would you like to lead, Prabhuji? All right, we'll just wait for Sudhir. What?
I brought the tie today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh. Oh, and then when you take it off, just pull it down and take it over. That's good.
If you want to beat them, we need to
join them
first.
The t-shirt with the tie. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mohini, at least mute it.
Did you already sing the song?
We just did the Vandana.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara
Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Karuna Kori Diya Parachaya Shodaya Amare Tomara Charana Dori
저희 사투성거 내 호해 아마레 보세치 성게로 아시 가기 아마르 나이 바이와 হরিনাম সংকীর্তনে তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম দানে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে আমি তো কাঙ্গাল কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি গাই তব পাছে পাছে গাই তব পাছে পাছে কৃষ্ণ ধন পাবরাসে ধাই তব পাছে পাছে বাবরাসে ধাই তব তুমি দিল কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো কৃষ্ণ তোমার হৃদয়ের ধন আমার হৃদয়ের ধন কৃষ্ণ দেবার শক্তি ধরো দিতে পারো কৃষ্ণ দেবার শক্তি ধরো তুমি আমি তখন ভালো কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি নাই তব পাছে পাশে Can we read the translation?
O my Lord, O Vaishnava, ocean of grace, kindly be gracious to this servitor. Bestow the shade of your holy feet, purify me. I clasp your holy lotus feet. What does clasp means? Hold.
Subjugate the 6 urges, rectify the 6 defects, bestow the 6 good qualities upon this servitor. Please grant me the 6 kinds of saintly association. I sit at your feet aspiring for that association.
On my own I have no strength to chant the holy name in congregation. Kindly be pleased to bestow a drop of faith in my heart, giving me the treasure of Lord Krishna's name. Congregation means like focused. Congregation means like
With others.
on my own I have the holy name in congregation.
There's a congregation in this room.
Oh.
It's not about. You can think of it like this: on my own, I have no strength to perform some kirtan.
Because I'm alone. Because it's like.
Well, yeah. Also because, I end up not. I don't actually do kirtan. I mean, there's so many levels to that.
Yeah.
Like my kirtan is not actually kirtan, etc.
Makes sense.
Krishna is yours. You can give him. You have the power to do so. I who am bereft, calling Krishna, Krishna, am running desperately behind you.
Okay, the 6 urges are those of speech, the mind, anger, the tongue, belly, and genitals. The 6 faults are.
This is all from
6 faults. Who wants to read?
I will read them. The 6 faults are overeating or collecting more monetary funds than required, over-endeavoring for material objectives, unnecessary talking about mundane affairs, being too attached or too neglectful to scriptural rules and regulations, associating with worldly-minded persons, and lusting after mundane achievements.
The 6 good qualities are enthusiasm, patience, confidence, the determination to perform activities favorable to devotional service, the resolution to abandon the association of known devotees, and the discipline required to always follow in the footsteps of the predecessor acharyas.
The 6 kinds of saintly association are offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasadam, and offering prasad.
I never really thought of it like in terms of Upadesham until before a couple of weeks ago. Not exactly. Well, no, I just didn't my mind didn't connect. I know it won't be the first time.
Can I make a song?
Beautiful.
Can I make a request?
Sure.
Could we sing one of the Gopinath?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great song to sing. Okay, so let's sing the Nityananda Mahaprabhu Kirtan, and then we'll end with Gopinath. Okay, Nityananda. 127, but any other songs? Anyone want to sing anything?
Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Apati Ate Namata Jivera Karan. Shradhavanjane, Shradhavanjane, Prabhu Ragyai Bhai Magiye Bhiksha, Bhiksha, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Kara Krishna, Shiksha. Aparada sunya hoye lo Krishna na, lo Krishna na, Krishna mata, Krishna pita, Krishna dana pran. Krishna mata, Krishna pita, Krishna dana pran. Krishna ra samsara kare charyana cha. Krishna samsara kare charyana cha. Jive doy Krishna nam savadharma sar. Jive doy Krishna nam savadharma sar. Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai. Jaya faith, O people of faith, by the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg these three requests of you. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and teach others about Krishna.
Being careful to remain free of offenses, just take the holy name of Lord Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life.
Giving up all sinful activities, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Lord Krishna. The showing of compassion to other souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion.
Hare Krishna. Amen. Look up what?
Where it is. Did you find it already?
What?
Open it first.
No, we're going to sing Mahaprabhu.
Huh?
Mahaprabhu Kirtan. We're going to sing Mahaprabhu.
Oh,
okay. 144.
That's exactly what I was looking at. Thinking, wow, that's a good song.
Kejabi bhai Abasindhu paro Kejabi bhai Abasindhu Amaboli juge re Chaitanya avatara Dana Kali juge re Chaitanya avatara Ulan Keyaba Ulan Keyaba Paripati nahi lage Amoni parha Paripati nahi lage Amoni parha Hari namer tari khani Shri Guru Kandari To cross the ocean of material existence. The wealth and great fortune of this age of Kali is the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya.
My Lord Gauranga stands at the jetty, ready to ferry his servants upstream across this material existence. For no charge, he is immediately taking them.
The ferry boat is the holy names of the Lord, and the spiritual master is the captain. The oars are the outstretched arms in the Sankirtan. What does oars means?
Means the
okay, sure, oars, yeah.
The oars, the outstretched arms.
The favorable wind is divine love for Lord Krishna, and all the fallen souls have been rescued on this boat. Only Lochan Das is left behind due to the faults of his own misdeeds.
So it's okay to stretch arms in the Sankirtan.
Is it okay?
Nice. So lovely.
Because I heard you're imitating Mahaprabhu,
Oh, really?
Like a son Kharashan with one hand. That when
Really?
I always feel bad when I want to lift my hand.
You shouldn't feel bad.
Why?
Because it's kind of Mahaprabhu was doing it
you think.
Also, when you breathe, you're imitating Mahaprabhu also. Stop breathing.
Chanting and dancing too is no go.
Yeah, and that's kind of famous. Chaitanya Saraswat month, no dancing. ISKCON is for dancing.
Oh, I don't think so.
Our program are much
used
more
to dance so much.
No, he didn't.
No, or his Guru Maharaj used to.
Guru Maharaj used to dance. Yes. Guru Maharaj used to be famous for his dancing, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very surprising. I would love to see that. Okay, then we sing Gopinath.
200.
And Jaya, thank you again for these songbooks.
For what?
For the songbooks.
Jaya?
Jaya made these songbooks.
You made this?
You wrote them.
Months ago.
Wait a minute, how did that happen? What do you mean?
He put this printing together and then had it printed and shipped and like literally
How did
created.
I know that? I'm so loving this songbook.
My God.
I mean, I'm just a...
Talk about illusion.
Gee,
It's so
What world are you in?
the whole planet knows it. The whole planet.
Everybody knows that except for me.
Just you.
You need to write it like a Lochan Das Thakur sign, like everyone knew except for me.
Oh, by the grace of
I was such a fool.
And me too. I really, just the song was so nice. And included that song that we just sang. Wasn't in there.
No.
But who chose that song? Who chose the song? That was actually just wondering.
Huh?
It's on the Mott website, but it's a PDF.
No, there's a new version of the songbook. They've been adding to it for like years,
Yeah.
but this is whatever the latest one,
No,
and it's really, really nice. And all kind of under the eye of Madhusudha Maharaj.
of course. It's really such a nice book. And that Sita Kamala is there. And it's a really nice book.
Okay.
Didn't have before.
This is a good song. Nice song of Sharanagati. Anyone know how to sing this? Yeah. Well, I just like bounce between different tunes, but I mean, okay, I can sing this. If we want to sing another one after, there's 3 of them, so they're all very nice. Gopinath mama nivedana shuna. Gopinath mama nivedana shuna. Gopinath mama nivedana shuno. Gopinath mama nivedana shuno. Nama nivedana shuno. Gopinath mama nivedana shuno. Ishai durjana sada kamarato kichu nahi mor guna. Gopinath amar bhorosa tumi. Tomar charane lainu sharana. Tomar kinkar ami. Gopinath kamone sodhibe more. Kamone sodhibe more. Na jani bhakati karme jara mati. Na jani bhakati karme jara mati. Korechi sansar ghare. Korechi sansar ghare. Sakalito maro maya. Gopinath sakalito maro maya. Nahi mama va জ্ঞান সুনির্মল স্বাধীন না হে খায়া। স্বাধীন না হে খায়া। গোপীনাথ নিয়ত চরণে স্থান। মাগে পামর কান্দিয়া কান্দিয়া। মাগে পামর nivedana. Nivedana shuno. Shuno means hear. Hear my expression of open offering. Nivedana means you're opening your heart up. I am a wicked materialist, addicted to worldly desires, and I don't have good qualities. Hare Krishna. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good morning. O Gopinath, you are my only hope, and therefore I have taken shelter at your lotus feet. I am now your eternal servant.
Gopinath, how will you purify me? I do not know what devotion is. And my materialistic mind is absorbed in fruitive work. I have fallen into this dark and perilous worldly existence.
O Gopinath, everything here is your illusory energy. I have no strength or transcendental knowledge. And this body of mine is not independent and free from the control of material nature.
O Gopinath, this sinner who is weeping and weeping begs for an eternal place at your divine feet. Please give him your mercy.
O Gopinath, you are able to do anything, and therefore you have the power to deliver all sinners. Who is there that is more of a sinner than myself?
O Gopinath, you are the ocean of mercy, having come into this phenomenal world. You expand your divine pastimes for the sake of the fallen souls.
O Gopinath, I am so sinful that although all the demons attained your lotus feet, Bhakti Yoga has remained in worldly existence. We can sing one more. Do you want to sing it, Nari? You can sing it in the classic way if you want.
Uchao samsara jala. Gopinath. I forget how to sing it the other way.
Oh. Na 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 na.
Gopinath. Uchao samsara jala. Okay.
Na 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 na.
Okay. Gopinath. Uchao samsara Rajwala.
Okay, I'll do it, and then you pick up.
Okay.
Okay. Gopinath Guchao Samsara.
Okay, I know how to sing this song. Gopinath Guchao Samsara Jwala.
There you go.
Gopinath Guchao samsara jala avidya jatana arunahi sahe janama marana mala.
Gopinath Guchao samsara jala avidya jatana aranahi sahe janama marana mala.
Gopinath, ami chokha mera
dasa Vishaya vasana Jagiche hridaye Adiche karama pansa
Gopina Kobiva Jagibami Kamarupari Durite Akiba Kritoye Spurive Tumi Kobiva Jagibami Kamarupayari Durite Akiba Hridaye Spurive Tumi Gopina Amito Tomar Jan Tomare Chadiya Samsara Pachinu Kulia Apanadana Amito Tomar Jana Tomare Chadiya Samsara Pachinu Kulia Apanadana Gopina Tumito Shakali Jana Apanara Jane Tegya Ekana Shicharane Dehostana Tumito Shakali Jana Apanara Jane Nandiya Ekana Shicharane Dehostana Gopina Eki Vichara Tava Vimukha Tekiya Karani Jajane Nakara Karuna Lava Eki Vichara Tava Vimukha Tekiya Karani Jajane Nakara Karuna Lava Gopina Amito Muraka Ati Kishe Bala Hoya Kabuna Bojinu Sayano Mama Gati Gopina Amito Muraka Ati Kishe Bala Hoya Kabuna Bojinu Sayano Mama Gati Gopina Tumito Panditava Mudera Mangala Sara Andre Shibe Eda Sena Baba Panditavara Mudera Mangala Sadayande Shive Edasena Bhavapara Haribo. Oh,
that was really nice.
We can all, like, if you, I don't know, if you read the English while you're singing, I mean, you can really, like, feel the necessity for saying these prayers. And it brings so much faith in the heart to know that you're asking the Lord to hear you. And He's just all these things that are being expressed here. Oh, Gopinath, please remove the torment of worldly existence. I can no longer tolerate the pain of ignorance and the repeated succession of rebirth and death.
O Gopinath, indeed I am a servant of lust. Worldly desires are awakening in my heart, and thus the noose of fruitive work is beginning to tighten.
What does noose mean?
It means like when you tie a rope that gets tight and you hang the thing that you use to hang someone. That's noose.
Oh, so it's like the noose of fruitive work. It means like day job or something.
No. Yeah, it's like when you have to go to work every day. It's like no, it means, it says pandiche karma panso. Pandiche means the noose, and karma is try and get something. I do something exploitive, then I get some reaction. Action and reaction means karma. So fruitive work is, I guess a translation of karma. What it means, the noose of karma is tightening. I'm looking at the world as an object for my lust, my desire, and then the reactions are starting to come.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh Gopinath, when I will wake up and abandon afar the enemy of lust, and when you will manifest yourself in my heart. Right.
O Gopinath, I am your devotee, but having abandoned you and thus having forgotten my real treasure, I have worshipped this mundane world.
O Gopinath, you know everything. Now, having punished your servant, please give him a place at your lotus feet.
O Gopinath, is this your judgment, that seeing me averse to you, you abandon your servant and don't bestow even a particle of mercy upon him?
It's a very sweet verse. It's saying, I don't have any mercy from you. Seeing that your servant is not attracted to you, doesn't want you, but you're not giving any mercy to me. It's really sweet.
Oh Gopinath, I am certainly very foolish, and I have never known what is good for me. Therefore, such is my condition.
When I was in Navadvip, when I was staying there in the ashram for a couple of years, I used to say this to like the older monks that were there. I'd be like, "Oh, Gopinath, amito murukayati." Muruka means like a fool. Like and ati means like utterly, like really, like I'm really a fool. Amito murukayati. And they'd be like, "Oh, Baba!" They'd be like so happy, like, "Oh, amito murukayati."
What a culture.
Oh Gopinath, you are indeed the wisest person. Please look for a way to bring about auspiciousness for this fool, and please do not consider this servant as an outsider.
Beautiful song. Beautiful song of surrender. Okay, it's 7:30. Well, we have a nice little group tonight. We can talk about anything. Let's talk about some real stuff. Let's get down to the
Any questions?
the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I have a question about art, because in this world very popular understanding of art these days, contemporary art usually criticizing the society in some way, being social, resonative, and but the thing I noticed, they usually criticize, but not offering what's the proper way there, okay. So, and they have some kind of ego that the real art should be criticizing. This is a very popular in the university world, in the contemporary art, museums, galleries, type of thing. So according to Vedas, as far as I know, art is as a Shudra thing. It's a craft. But these days, artists sometimes put themselves in a kind of Brahmanic, because they're can criticize government, can criticize consuming, criticizing some intolerance, because they're kind of philosophers. So, what's your vision on the art and on this situation in the society, and what's the solution for a modern day artist to survive and to have some kind of preaching and at the same time like being like hurt by this, like, or it's impossible to preach to those people who like.
I mean, it's true that everything is meant for the Lord. I'll just try to say something about it. But in the Kali Yuga, our very lifestyle is generally bringing about incredible amounts of suffering. And it's just that way because we don't even know how to regulate ourselves in the Kali Yuga or how to act in a way that we are becoming more and more progressed in our consciousness rather than we're going down. And so the whole everything, art, music, all of that is reflecting this kind of degradation. And therefore everything becomes miserable, and then we complain that it's miserable. But we really don't know what the solution is until we hear from the great saints how to live so that you understand what is truth, and you have that understanding by which to measure how you're doing in your life. Otherwise, you don't know how to tell whether what you're doing is good or bad, except for, if you do one thing, you're going to get a harder slap than another thing. But any animal can figure that out. But when we have the saints, then we know this is the ideal of human consciousness. And how am I doing with that? Otherwise, it's just a bunch of, society should be giving me more of what I want, and I should be enjoying myself, and nobody should be doing this and that and that. And it's just like, it's just a vicious cycle. It's not really getting to the problem at all. So it's a hellish situation when we don't have faith, because then everything is just random. And it becomes chaos in a moment. Because we don't have anything by which we can understand what is what. There's no steady principle. It's all just you think this and I think that, and it just becomes like a jungle, like very, very fast. So when there's someone who can begin to introduce even the rudimentary religious principles, that's a step up from the direction of going away from any kind of absolute truth. Absolute means it's always true. It's true for everyone. It's true for every circumstance. It's true everywhere in all time. It's absolute. It is reality. But when we lose track of that, all it is, it's just chaos and jungle life. So there's no point in complaining so much. What's the point of complaining about the situation that I've gotten myself into? But rather find the holy feet of the saint and bow down and find by their words into our hearts how we can progress out of this nasty kind of animalistic life that we're responsible for. And we're taking responsibility. All these songs are taking responsibility. None of these songs says, this world, it should be like this and it should be like that. I don't care about that. That's one thing. So art can be describing truthful things.
There's a bunch of quotes on critics. I don't know. I'll give you my thoughts on art and criticism. Generally, criticism is something that we shouldn't necessarily see as a bad thing, but it's also not necessarily a good thing, right? It's not hard to criticize. I think everyone innately can pretty much pick anyone in the entire world out and be around them for 5 minutes and criticize them, right? But what's the solution? That's a little bit more difficult. You can criticize a society. I mean, you could be sitting next to a beautiful river with stunning trees. The fall leaves can be red and yellow, and you could be whining and complaining if you want, right? There's always something to criticize. I think one quote of criticism or critics is, a critic is someone who finds faults that are different than their own. But criticism has to have, if you're going to criticize someone, it has to have its solution. Because, you can be a brilliant artist and you can say something that criticizes, but ultimately criticism is negative. And I think real art, in the sense of Vaishnavism, is positive. It has beauty in it. I was just grabbing the Gita so I could look up the words that are translated into English, because Krishna, at the end of chapter 10, when he goes through and says, Arjuna asks him, after Krishna describes, this way to come into relationship with him and ultimately into some type of blissful love with him within this world. Arjuna says, well, then how can I know you in this world? And Krishna goes through this very beautiful stream of poetic references to all these wonderful things within the universe. He says, know me like this, know me when you see this, know me when you experience this, etc. And then he says, but after a couple dozen shlokas, he says, what is the use of continuing? For whatever is magnificent, beautiful, or glorious is born of but a fraction of my potency. And I think that is what's inspiring about art. If you can actually express something that stirs some feeling of relationship, of contact, of experience, of something magnificent. The word in Sanskrit is vibhuti, which means almost like potent. Something that has energy within it that you can feel. Krishna's saying, that is coming from me. So if there's some way that you can bring some creation into the world that stirs the soul. Why does it stir the soul? It stirs the soul because the soul is seeking that. Seeking that beauty, that magnificence, that glory. And in that way represent the Lord, Because criticism is negative. It's very easy to walk in and say, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But it's like, okay, what's right? That's not so easy.
Talented artists, they usually use their talent to criticize in a beautiful way. And it's kind of hard to make the piece of art criticizing and beautiful at the same time.
Well, I guess, beauty is also in the eye of the beholder, right? It's a relative thing. Go on.
I think one of the most powerful things that artists do is find beauty even in things that most people
That's a nice thing to say. I think that's very beautiful. To find beauty in things that most people criticize. Yeah. There's the potency of the Lord is what is animating existence ultimately. And you could actually summarize the path of Bhakti Yoga as the path of seeing beauty. So that in whatever circumstance we're in, whatever situation we may find ourselves, we're finding that angle of vision, that perception to see beauty. And to see goodness and to see sweetness. It's the sweet angle of vision. And that is, I think that's actually a very, very beautiful thing to say. That is a very, that's an all-encompassing thing, right? There's a plane of vision, there's a plane of experience, there's a plane of perception that's being alluded to that is not limited by circumstance. That the relationship and the perspective on any situation within conscious life is seeing and feeling beauty and charm and joy. And this path of softening and opening our heart and of expanding our tiny little imprisoned ego to find that perspective in life. That's the path of yoga. Yoga means connection. Yoga means linking. Right now we've very carefully and intentionally, and we can't remember when we've done this because it's essentially since time immemorial, since many, many lifetimes ago. We've separated ourselves from that. We've decided to go out and be our own center of the world. And even unconsciously, we view things from a very, very self-centered perspective. And we call things good and bad according to our own self-centered perspective. And the path of yoga is moving away from that selfish perspective to a universal perspective. And in that universal perspective, seeing the motion of reality, which is good. And there's intensity all over reality, all over the universe. And there's many, 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 many planes of perception and experience, not just the one that we're in. Right? If you want to think about dimensions and all those kinds of things, what is a dimension? Right? Like, think about 2 dimensions. 2 dimensions is a flat surface. From one perspective, and only one, 2 dimensions is something. From every other perspective, it's invisible, right? And 3 dimensions, that's some depth now, right? But there's 4 dimensions and 5 dimensions and 6 dimensions, right? Go ahead.
Culturally, be used to take whatever might be noise or just a mess and organize it in a way where it can potentially harmonize instead of just being a sound. And I think every artist goes through that kind of exploration, that journeying through the different facets of maybe even just one thing and finding that dimensionality to it.
The Lord is at the basis intrinsically of everything that exists. And harmony exists. We're in a world that may seem chaotic. One of the issues that people confront philosophically is that we live in a world of duality. Right? We live in a world where there's pleasure and there's pain. Where there's hot and there's cold. Where there's honor and there's dishonor. Right? All these dualities within the world. Rich and poor, right? It's just, there's duality, duality, duality. And the general perspective on duality, you could say philosophically and religiously, most religions are seeking to escape duality. And there's different ways of doing it. If, there's, what you call the followers of Shankaracharya, they're seeking what's called Brahma Nirvana. This place where there's just the light. There's not diversity. Because in the end, diversity, polarity, variety, that's the cause of duality, right? So people are seeking this sort of unified energy that's at the basis of everything. Get out of duality, right? The Buddhists are seeking something very similar, which is called Prakriti Nirvana, which means essentially the absence of matter. Okay? Nothingness. But and you could say even some of the theistic religions, their narrative is very simplistic. It's essentially saying, hey, this is a world of pain. Here's some rules, follow the rules, and you're going to go be with God forever, and it's going to be nice. Trust me. Right? And that's enough for a lot of people. It's just like, okay, that sounds good. right? I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to go to Happy Land forever. And all of those things have goodness within that. But the Vaishnava perspective is there's a deeper relationship with reality where you can be experiencing any dimension of polarity within existence. Any part of duality. And there's joy and connection within it. Because at the basis of everything is God, is Vasudeva, is Super Soul. And at the basis of you is Super Soul. You're intrinsically, innately related to Him. Nothing can exist without God. So God is within everything. And also God is everything personified. He has a personality as well. And both of those dimensions of the Lord have to be known and entered into relationship with. And then you can be in any part of creation or non-creation and be experiencing that relationship. And that's the purpose of bhakti. You have to learn to give of yourself in every situation that you find yourself in. Learn to love. Learn to give devotion, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Tava bhakti rahu bhakti vinoda hridoye. In any circumstance, pashu pakhi hoye taki swarge bani roye. This is all Bengali, but he's saying, if I'm an animal, if I'm a bird, birds have souls, animals have souls. Everything is animated by consciousness. Swarge means in heaven. Niroye means in hell. Tava bhakti, rahu bhakti. What I want is that love flows from my heart to yours in any of those circumstances. So there's yoga, there's linking in all circumstances. And the basis of reality is that bliss and that love and that beauty. And you can find beauty within everything. For example, you use the musical term, discordant note, right? There's something incredible about harmony because it's a discordant note that actually makes everything sweeter.
What does it mean? It's like offset?
Yeah, it's a different key, a different tone. It's not what the other tones are, right? But it's actually complementing the other tone. So in the Vaishnava perspective, everything is complementing everything else. And you have to find that perspective. Your job is to find that perspective as you live life. You know, one English poet that Srila Sridhar Maharaj quoted, I think it was, oh goodness. No, I'm forgetting the name of the poet, but he says, the sound of the brook was making the girl's beauty more beautiful. Something like that. He says something like that. The fact that there was a brook making its sweet little sound made her beauty more beautiful. Like a little stream, a little river, a little creek. And it's that perspective that everything is actually enhancing bliss and beauty. In the plane of devotion, in the plane of consciousness. And ultimately everything is a plane of consciousness. Right? So,
like this, like the form that Krishna showed to Arjuna, like he was kind of frightened also, right?
Sure. But again, all these things have to be understood very carefully. Because we are living in a very, very small world of our prejudiced experience. So there's a very large book, a very beautiful book. It's called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It's by Srila Rupa Goswami. And in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, you know, Rupa Goswami himself is saying, all the feelings that are to be felt, they're not coming from nothing. They're all part of the relationship with the infinite. But all of those feelings have beauty within them. Even being fearful. But that's a higher stage. There's a posture and a perspective that is ultimately growing within the developing soul to look
at the infinite quantum wave, that wave of infinite possibility that's approaching you with full openness. And it may contain a fearful circumstance, and it may contain what I currently consider a joyful circumstance. But actually all of it is joyful. And your consciousness has the ability to grow in faith, in Shraddha. Shraddha we translate in English as faith. Faith has a little bit of a pejorative term nowadays. It almost means like an irrational belief. But that's not what Shraddha means in Sanskrit. Shraddha means connection with truth. But it is faith. But it's conscious connection with truth. And in faith, to look at the spectrum of possibility and be ready to serve all of it. Like that's an artistic expression, in my opinion. That's a way of being an actual dancer within infinity. And that's what the path of devotion is for. It's leading to that place of actual frictionless, and the term is called Raga Marg. It's this dancing relationship with reality, where the mood of the motion, the mood of the vibrations are all being participated with and contributed to, rather than covered up from or resisted, right? Yes, being suspicious of it. There's a different perspective toward relationship with God. And I can say, I'm probably not the most well-read person, but I definitely read a lot of philosophy and religion. And this conception of total harmonization and total participation with every level of reality in love, I have never found that anywhere. It exists in the conception of Mahaprabhu. And it is the most wonderful thing in the world, in my opinion. My humble opinion. But that is, I think that is the thing. Guru Maharaj would always use the term, this is one of his own terms, I would say it's almost like an English, like the little stanzas that we say in Sanskrit, they're called shlokas. This is like an English shloka. Harmonize with your environment, he would say like that. Harmonize with your environment. You've got to find, even though there's some discord happening, you've got to find the unification of that in beauty. And that is a wonderful practice in life. And the engagement in that practice, the self-sacrifice that's necessary within that practice, this sort of surrendering, this sort of recognizing the suspicion within you and then letting it drop out of you to embrace a circumstance that you're not currently comfortable in. All these kinds of things are fundamental daily practices of a devotee, of a person practicing Bhakti Yoga, of a Bhakti Yogi. The real yoga. And all the other yogas are pointing to that. It's not like they're not good. Like Ashtanga Yoga, Hatha Yoga, all these different kinds of yogas, they're moving your body in such a way that energy flows freely and cleanly. But what happens? That there's energy within your body, then there's energy within your consciousness. What the yoga is doing is making you get into a posture that's difficult for you, actually. Right? Your body and your mind, when you start to try to practice to get into a certain pose, it's like I can't do this. Right? And there's resistance. And then you might be in the pose for 2 minutes 2 seconds. And be like, okay, that's it. I know all I can do. But you actually can do more. And there is a harmonization of that. And in the end, when you can make that pose, it's beautiful and it's wonderful. And you can feel the expansion of yourself by doing that. But ultimately, life itself is coming and asking a pose of you. And the deeper level of that yoga, because Krishna says, I mean, this scripture, Bhagavad Gita, is very ancient. It's probably like the most famous scripture in India, and it's called the Yoga Scripture. And the ultimate conclusion of Bhagavad Gita is that Bhakti Yoga is the deepest yoga. Because it means that as you pass through life, you're going to find the pose of love in every circumstance. And it's not that the circumstance is bad. Because generally what our ego wants to do is something comes along and happens and we go, oh, that's bad. Not this one. But the Bhakti Yogi goes, what posture is required of me? Right? To find that posture, as difficult as it might be, where ultimately the energy flows and the suspicion subsides. And that is possible always in life. So you could say it's the yoga of consciousness. Right? And finding the posture of consciousness within all the dimensions of reality that we can experience. So, anyways, that was a little bit beyond that, but ultimately it's all leading to that service of beauty and the finding of beauty and maybe the pointing out of beauty, which I think I haven't heard that before, and I think that's a really great contribution. That's a very beautiful idea of art.
It's really beautifully said, and it's such a profound thing. Do you mind? I'm just going to add.
Yeah, please.
Been thinking, because if we feel that life is limited to certain circumstances, and that it has to be a certain way for there to be happiness, that is not actually wise. That every circumstance has divine will behind it, and the only thing that we don't have right now is connection with divine will, because our will is creating static. Our determined, stubborn will that it has to be a certain way, or this should be that, or that or that. It's creating. It's actually crippling us, because those who can find divine will everywhere, they become graceful. It's interesting that the word grace is the basis of the word graceful. Because one who can see grace everywhere, he can move in that. He can move in that always. And it's our own interference of our own, no, it's got to be this. That is what's crippling us and causing us to be so deformed in our consciousness, really. At least I can definitely relate to that. So, but we are going head to head with our ego, and the ego, in the course of our life, we must win some battles with the ego, or we've wasted our time. The whole thing's been for nothing. We must make some progress in fighting the very thing that is keeping me from complete consciousness of beauty, means Krishna's will. And coming in contact with that under any circumstance is equally beautiful. It's all a dance. Krishna has no problems, and his devotees have no problems. Those who are fully surrendered to him and finding him in all circumstance, every circumstance is creating a new kind of sweetness in relationship with him. He's infinite. And we must live in infinity. We don't want to die like dogs. Just, I want this, and I want bark, and complain, I mean, I'm not looking down. I mean, we're all struggling with this, but this is the goal of human life. It's the only goal of human life. Otherwise, it's just eating, sleeping, and barking.
Okay. Any other thoughts, guys? All right. Thank you for the question. Thank you, guys, for the contribution. That was really awesome.
If you can visualize something about that and put it into it's such a wonderful thing.
Okay, so let's sing Hari Harai Nam Krishna on page 80. Jai Devotional.
Page 66.
So, God, 66. I can't get them right.
I can't either.
66, my bad.
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Vindana Madhusudana.
Gopala Vindana Madhusudana.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madhava.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madhava.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita
Thakur ki jai. Nam Sankirtan ki jai. Everybody's spending their Friday night thinking about something a little bit deeper. Ki jai. Go
Jai to all the devotees online. Viva Krishna Prabhu. Oh, there's a special guest. Obeisances from Govinda Farm Ashram, from Ram Sundar and Leela Moy Prabhu.
Damn, Thailand is in the house.
Thailand is in the house. Ram Sundar Prabhu is there. Leela Moy.
Jai.
He's back in Thailand. Leela Moy from Brazil. Hey, we're seeing you guys in a week.
Yeah, I'll see you in a week. Ram Sundar darshan of his Chaitanya Chaitanya.
Yeah, let's give him darshan.
We're going to show you. Everybody's bringing like only carry-ons. I don't know how I'm going to get anyone to bring any books over. But they're safe and sound here. And well loved and cared for. And we're going to give you the darshan of your Chaitanya Chaitanya.
Where's Chaitanya?
They're in here, remember?
Yes.
No, Prabhu. They're in here, remember?
Oh, yeah.
No, but you can bring the thing in.
The thing?
You can't carry that. I wish you could come and take prasadam with us.
Prabhu, Dandavan. Nice to meet you. Is your Chaitanya?
Oh, yeah, this is Haridev, our Haridev here. I wish he was coming to Thailand now to meet you.
One day, Prabhu.
Both of you.
Dandavan.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.